Hey Jerry, Mike, and Joe. I'm making this video to demonstrate the changes I made to the Blue Racer off the Slater. I'm bringing it back tomorrow, and I'll put it in the cabinet where the transceiver is, along with a couple of small Allen wrenches and instructions for both the dot stabilizer and the vari-speed. If we come over here, there. Right over here is the dot stabilizer. I hope that's clear enough. And that's putting just a little bit of tension on the flat spring, preloading it so you get nice clean dits. And then up here, right here, is the vari-speed adjustment. And the nice thing about that is that you can go from the slowest speed possible on the Blue Racer with the extra weights to darn near its fastest speed by just undoing this knurled nut over here. Here it is. Undo that knurled nut, move this back, as I'll show you in the video, and then retighten the nut. So let me put the camera down and then restart it and give you a little bit of a demo what it sounds like at low, medium, and high speed. Okay, so now I've got it out with the original 2 Blue Racer weights plus another 1 ounce weight that I just got from Vibroplex. So we got quite a bit of weight out here on the extension arm. Let's see what it sounds like. Alright, now if we just unloosen this, alright, we'll move it back. Let's see what it sounds like at high speed. That's a lot faster than I can do on a bug. I don't know how fast it really is, but I figured that here's a medium speed demo. I figured that with this combination, anybody who wants to use a bug on either the K2 or with some of the military equipment is going to have enough of a speed range to satisfy whatever their personal preference or their personal ability might be. This 1 microfarad capacitor that I added over here is going to help shape the dits when you're keying. It's necessary for the K2, or it's necessary for some K2s, but you know, I needed it. I don't know whether the 100-watt amplifier that we had added makes any difference in the keying, but I used to need it in order to get good clean dits, because the K2 microprocessor was very sensitive to switching. So that took care of that problem. It wouldn't hurt if you were to connect this up to the TBL or anything else either. The only problem is that you've got a 1/8 inch stereo plug wired as mono, you know, tip and ring. So yeah, the tip and barrel, excuse me, the ring isn't used. And all you got to do is just plug it into one of these 1/8 inch to 1/4 inch adapters if you wanted to use it with any military equipment. Shouldn't be a problem whatsoever. Okay, so that's about it. Oh, I thought you guys might be interested in seeing my ham station. Over here we have the Queen of the Fleet, the KX3. You've seen that before. And I power it with a small little Astron 7 amp power supply, a real power supply, none of this switching crap for me. Up here is the Elecraft W2 watt meter. I'll bet you recognize the dual time clocks, huh? And over here to the right is the Bigali Adventure Mono on the left, if you take a look at that, you'll see that that looks a lot more finished than the prototype that we had up on the Slater a couple of years ago when we did our DE expedition. In fact, I've gotten rid of every single one of my other paddles. I decided I really didn't need a collection, and now this does duty both as a full-time station paddle on this piece of 1/4-inch steel that Tony W1Z Mike Bravo, you remember Tony, right? He came up there too, along with Ulrich. We milled it out in his house, and I primed it and painted it. This is the magnetic base that turns it into a very, very nice all-purpose, mono non-iambic paddle. And then when I want to go out in the field with the KX3, I can always attach the KX3 mount, put in 8 AA batteries, throw a 26-foot wire up into a tree, stretch out a 16-foot counterpoise, and I can work CW at 5 watts for several hours. Over here to the right is my Blue Racer, set up just like the one I restored for you guys, with the dot stabilizer and with the vary speed. And up here, notice my splurge, my $50 globe. I really like this. After 53 years in ham radio, I finally broke down and bought myself a globe. And you know, it makes an awful lot of sense, because when you're looking at a regular flat map, no matter what the projection method is, the continents, the land masses don't always come out the right size. The distances are often way out of line, and you just don't get that real sense of where you are and where the other person is you're talking to. And the globe kind of really is the thing that puts it all together. I use it along with an ARRL Atlas, because obviously the globe is a civilian globe and it doesn't have any information on prefixes for different countries or anything like that. And that's about it. There's not much else to say. Oh, yeah. I've had a lot of headsets, Sennheiser and Radio Sport, and they're all good. They're very good, believe me. But I keep going back to the David Clark Company after 41 years as a private pilot, and having gotten enough headaches from the clamping pressure of the standard David Clark aviation headsets. I thought, I'd go with another manufacturer. But I keep coming back to David Clark for both quality and clarity. In all my years of flying, I never had a set fail. So I heard they came out with this Model 10S DC, listen only. It's got volume controls for the left and the right speakers, and it's a headset that pilots can give to their teenage kids when they're on a long flight, and the kids can plug it into their iPods or whatever they're listening to, their music with. And they can also plug it into the intercom. So it's kind of a dual purpose job, and it doesn't have that clamping pressure. It's incredibly comfortable. I guess they had to make it incredibly comfortable, in order to get the consumers to buy it. It's non-TSO'd, and that may be another reason why it's incredibly comfortable, because they didn't have to meet any kind of stringent requirements. So after 53 plus years in ham radio, I got rid of all those multiple transceivers I had, and I took down the desk overhead, and I essentially went back to basics. I operate nothing but QRP CW, and I just got the one transceiver, and I'm having a ball. As my final step in my transition back to simplicity, I downloaded Ham Radio Direct. I'm sorry, I copied my log from there, I printed it, I downloaded it to a printer, then I scratched it off the computer, and I'm back to an ARRL standard written logbook. And you'll notice that there's no computer anywhere here on my operating desk. I decided if I want to use a computer, I'll use the computer. If I want to operate the radio, I'll operate the radio. But I no longer am interested in having a computer right here next to me. It sort of started taking the fun out of everything. I like to search and pounce and listen to a DX station and listen long enough until I get the call sign, and then try to contact them and outsmart everybody else. Oh, by the way, talk about outsmarting everybody else. I love the dual watch capability on the KX3, and with the David Clark headset with the separate volume controls for left and right speakers, I can put the DX station in my left ear, and I can put whoever he's working, you know, up one, up two, whatever, in the right ear, and I can control the relative volume between them. And then I make the most of my 5 watts. I just wait till the right time, and timing essentially is everything. So that is where WB2LQF's fantastic QRP signal originates from.